Hi, my name is Steve and welcome to the Seaside Allotment channel. And it's been a lovely frosty morning, but it's not too bad now. I'm going to give you a quick tour of my plot for a change. So let's get going. Forgive the mess in the composting area. I'm busy putting some compost down on Jenny's plot, and I'm pretty pleased with the composting situation at the moment. So I've got one bin here which is all fresh horse manure. I've just recently built that and it's just warming. I've got this one which is a mix of horse manure and garden waste, and that is cooking really nicely. It won't be long now before that gets turned into my plastic bins. And this one is mainly leaves, and this one is mixed with a bit of horse manure as well, and they're all mixed with volcanic rock dust, and when they get turned into these green bins they'll get mixed with seaweed from the beach. So that's the composting, and other than that not a lot has changed, to be honest. So we'll have a quick zip round. So some lamb's lettuce here, some winter gem, some salad rocket, a bit more salad rocket here, a few lettuces that just were spare in the greenhouse. I just thought I'd stick them in. They're doing okay. I did have spinach here, red kitten, but it wasn't doing very well, so I've moved it into one of my tunnels. I'll see that later. No change on the raspberry front from last tour. I am pretty pleased though that there is a sign of new buds on the gooseberries. Now, I lost all the leaves on these to sawfly literally within 2 days. They were fine one day, came back next day and they'd gone. But I have high hopes that these are going to spring back to life, so that's pretty good news. I've got in here a fairly set of bedraggled salad onions. Obviously they're not fit for eating at the moment, but hopefully come February, March time they'll be okay. And I got a few cabbages. These are the first cabbages that I've ever really grown, and at the moment I can't say I'm that impressed, but we'll see what happens. I've got a little bit of a heart on this one, and these are starting to heart up just a little bit. Anyway, we'll see. Finally, the whitefly have departed pretty much, and I am left with some decent Brussels. I'm actually quite pleased with them, although some of them are a bit damaged by whitefly. And I'm starting to get some decent leaves as well that we're eating off the tops of these, so that's pretty good news. These are the current spring onions that I'm eating, and these are Guardsmen, which are my favourite because they stand tall rather than flop over like the white Lisbon do. The broccoli is as fabulous as it was on the last tour, and we're just munching through these leaves like crazy, and new leaves keep coming, so that is great news. Some of these are doing okay, although there is some damage to them. To these are winter density lettuces in this tunnel, but they're doing better than anything outside, so that's not too bad. I am planning to build a coal frame over this bed here pretty soon, in the hope of some early strawberries, so we'll see how that goes. All these beds were frozen this morning, but they've all defrosted fairly well. This is my kind of odds and sods bed, really. Still seems to be being eaten a little bit. Now this is interesting. So these are the salaonvas, and the greens are rubbish in winter, but the reds are gorgeous. They're still in excellent condition, but as you can see around the bottoms of these greens, not so great. So I'm pulling up the greens as fast as I can and munching through those, but the reds are great. So, but I have switched from harvesting individual leaves to harvesting full heads, because I do want to have some of these beds cleared, fully cleared by autumn time, not autumn time, by February, so that I can get them replanted. And these are pretty good. As always, the Navara, which are at the back, seem to do really nicely in the winter, and these aren't too bad. I think these are motty stone, but there is a little bit of damage to the edges of some of the leaves, but anyway, not too bad. But as you can see, the Navara, fantastic stuff. Freckles, reasonable. Navara is definitely the best. So what else have we got in here? So we've got just some lots of odds and sods really. There's some spring onions in here, some winter purslane in here, bit of pak choi, bit of red frills, again lots of red lettuce. I've taken all of the green ones out of here, and even so you can see these reds are still really great condition, so really pleased with that. In this bed you can see really quite well, maybe not through this mesh, let's open it up, how well the winter purslane, winter miner's lettuce regenerates. So I'm cutting this all back and you can see it all starting to regrow really nicely. So within a month probably that should be regrown. This carrot bed's absolutely top notch, you can see in here maybe. Really lovely carrots coming out of here. Very little damage from fly. Having these mesh covers on is definitely no guarantee of protection from the fly, because every time you open them up to harvest or weed or something like that, you risk the fly getting in. So there's my spinach, which is not really growing at the moment, and freckles lettuce, again it's not growing very strongly. You know, if you get a couple of leaves off here, but nothing very much. Not like the Navara, which keeps on, you know, throwing out new leaves, even at this time of year. But this spinach will go crazy later on in the year, and we have got some good weather coming, so maybe we'll get some more, I don't know, more carrots here, which are also pretty good, not much fly damage. One of the things I'm going to have to learn is plant whole beds at the same time and don't open the covers. The trouble is, if I plant something like spinach or salad, rocket, in the same bed as carrots, I'm opening it up every few days to harvest this stuff, the spinach and the rocket, and of course I'm letting fly in the other side. So pretty obvious really, but still lesson learned. Some more nice lettuces there. This is Grenoble red, and that's bull's blood beets. Just more Navara in there, lots of Navara, and this has been interesting as well. Well, to me it's been interesting, but this is bijou, which is a summer lettuce. But it's actually done really well in the winter. You can see a little bit of damage on some of the leaves, but the stuff I've got in the garden outside has done really nicely. So that's quite strange. So I'll definitely be experimenting with that again next year. I've got some more carrots in here and some, what's that called? Leaf beet. But there's something eating that, as you can see. some of it's been really badly eaten. I'm not eating much of it at the moment anyway, so I'm not really that worried about it. Hopefully, again, by spring it'll bounce back to life. This looks a right old mess, but actually these are all lovely baby golden beetroots, and some of them not so baby. All the big ones we harvested, and they're all in store, but we left this bed because it had some quite small ones, and we're still harvesting from. In fact, we haven't really eaten any of the beetroot that we've got in store yet, because we just had so many of the little ones that we left that have grown on really nicely, so pleased with that. Kale is now thankfully whitefly free. Got a lot more kale on Jenny's plot. I've now harvested all of the carrots in this bed and just a few parsnips left in here. And then these beds are all spinach, these tunnels. There's not a lot of point opening them up really. I'll just open this one up. So, it's a bit fiddly with the phone. There we go. So you can see this is pretty nice. It's definitely worth harvesting this. Goes nicely in salads. Got some giant red mustard, some more red frills, and some more spinach. These are two different varieties. This is Red Kitten and this is Amazon, I think. So that is pretty much it. As I said, we've still got a few bits of beetroot in here, nothing much. I've been clearing this bed because I will soon be digging all of this compost out, and this will be the top dress for my hotbeds. So these are the hotbeds, these two here. So this stuff is really nice. This started off obviously as horse manure and top dress, but now it's gorgeous. I dug a big hole in it to have a look, and I went down about 12 inches and it looks absolutely top notch. So let's have a quick look in the greenhouse, which has been a bit neglected for the last few days, so hopefully everything's survived. So I've put some calabrese in, and I'm just hopefully these will provide me with a really early crop next year, hence why they're in these really big pots, because hopefully they'll be nice big strong plants and I couldn't be bothered to repot them. Maybe that'll be a mistake, I don't know. I've got some little bits and pieces here that are just waiting for gaps to open up, and I've got some lettuces. Again, these are going to ultimately be destined for my cold frames once I've got some space. So I've got some winter density there and some Novara at the back. I've got some tatsoi, which are looking a bit leggy. Some salad onions, some pak choi, I think, some, oh come on, I can't remember, lamb's lettuce. Yeah, just little bits and pieces. Nothing really great in here at the moment, just little bits and pieces to keep me going, just to keep the beds full basically. And this is just falling off. I'll just do a quick repair while I remember. So I wish I knew what this was, but I used the wrong pen, so I can't read anything now. This might be lamb's lettuce. I think it is. I've got lots of lamb's lettuce. So I've got some more up here. because it's really great in early spring, and it can go in some of my outside borders, and yeah, really excited because I love Lamb's lettuce. So that, I think, is it. We've couple of 2 weeks ago now, I think, we stopped doing our harvests for friends and family because, you know, right now there's only enough really for us. Occasionally, you know, we could probably crop a little bit extra, but we're just being cautious. Last year we didn't make it through January, but I think this year I'm fairly confident that we'll still be eating 100% of our veg off the allotment or from the store or the freezer all the way through the year. So that's pretty good. But of course, fruit wise, we have now finished all the allotment fruit apart from the stuff that's frozen. We've still got lots of apples, but all those are going in smoothie mixes and applesauce and things like that. They're not really great eating, and that means we're really enjoying the best that the world has to offer. Grapes and cherries and nectarines and pears and apples and oranges. Oh, it's fantastic. So whilst I do love the self-sufficient allotment life, I do love the fact that certain times of the year we don't go hungry, and we can just enjoy the best. We save so much money with what we do on the allotments that we have plenty spare then when it comes to winter fruit, and we will soon be moving on to fruit salads every evening, berry salads every evening, and yeah, we're looking forward to that. We do that after Christmas. So there we go. That is a quick roundup. Very little happening, or just harvesting really, and soon a little bit of planting, but mostly at the moment is all about harvest. And it's going to be a very hard frost tonight and tomorrow, so we will see how everything survives. And most of the activity at the moment is on Jenny's plot, where we're currently beavering away, because that's where a lot of the work needs to go on, because there's such a lot of potential for increasing the yield and reducing the workload on Jenny's plot. So that's really good. Anyway, I will see you soon, and I'll probably, I don't know whether it's Debbie's plot I think next, and then Jenny's plot. So next to Jenny's plot everything should be done. Debbie's plot is done. My plot is kind of done, apart from, as I said, the little coal frame that I'm going to build over there, and I am planning to convert some of these mesh tunnels to polytunnels. Definitely that one, and definitely that one, because these high tunnels are a waste of time. So I'm definitely going to replace those. And so with that, I will sign off, and I will see you in about a week's time. Thank you for watching.